everybody. In today's video, we're going to play as Sweden and go communist and try to unite the Nordic countries. I just thought this would be kind of interesting to have a change of pace, trying to go for a larger country instead of what we've been doing, which is smaller achievements, stuff like that. So we're gonna, of course, do Defense Act because you don't really have much of a choice. We're gonna do some industry stuff, and also we're gonna focus on building up some infrastructure and some civilian factories because, you know, that's what humans do. And then for our army, we only have like 12 divisions, so select them all. And I first set them on the border with Norway, but we're actually going to be going after Denmark first, but that doesn't really have much to do with the beginning here. And I mean, as you can see, I actually reassigned my troops to the center of the border because I realized it'd probably be better to go after Denmark. Then we combine our fleet. And for factories, 5 military factories on infantry equipment, max dockyards, and then I'm going to just put one of these production lines on infinite for both submarines and destroyers. And we're starting. Then we're also going to turn up 12 divisions of Cav, just to, give us some ability to maneuver around our enemies and stuff. And once the first focus finishes, we are going to have the Farmers' Party take over temporarily, and we're going to go for urbanization. Then after urbanization, we're going to go for the radio focus in order to align it with the communists, and then that will get us our 20% support that we need to flip pretty easily. And now we're going to hire the suffragette and reduce the barrier of entry for women so that our cost for everything goes down by like 15 or 25%. And after the radio focused, I'm going to go for hygienic housing, and we're going to then align with the Socialist Party and do poverty reduction. And after poverty reduction, we're going to continue the Second Industrial Revolution. And now we begin our path to communism. And since we did the align of the socialists with the radio focus, we can already switch over to communism with the strike the capitalist bear down focus. And I also hired the socialist writer, because why not? And then we will do prevent a counter-revolution. And now it's time to justify a war goal on Denmark, because we don't actually have any focuses to conquer the other Nordic countries, which is a little weird because you get that for the monarchist and fascist paths, but not here. But anyways, we're going to prosecute the ringleaders of the counter-revolution, and then do state-paid vacation. Then we're going to accept the agreement, and now our war goal on Denmark is finished, so I'm going to declare war. This is an event that I actually didn't know about. Well, I knew that the Germans got it, but I'm surprised that other countries also get this event, where Denmark just immediately surrenders. In our case, we actually don't want that because it costs like 300 political power to then annex them, whereas we can just easily beat them in war. And the reason that we don't want Denmark as a puppet, aside from the high cost to annex them as a puppet, is the fact that the Germans would also attack us if we had Denmark as a puppet instead of just flying. And now we are going to liquidate the monarchy. And the have basically just walked right into my trap. And so we're just going to encircle their divisions in Skane and just repeat that over and over until we're able to finally push through Copenhagen and all that. We're also going to establish the Politburo, And we're going to actually have Kilvom oust Flig, which means we will, I believe, be aligned more with the Allies. Yeah, we'll be more aligned with the Allies instead of being aligned with the Germans or the USSR. Which basically means that if I do a part 2 to this, we have way more opportunities. Because if we're not, I could probably beat the Allies in Sweden, but I think it'd be much cooler for borders and stuff to, go after the others. But we break through and take Copenhagen temporarily, but then we have to pull back, as they still have enough divisions to hold those straits. And we finally push through past Odense, and we are able to get through to the Danish mainland after moving our navy there and securing the straits. And of course, all we're going to do in this peace deal is just full annex Denmark. And sadly, Iceland did break free from Denmark, so we're going to have to go after them separately from Denmark, which is a little annoying because that costs just a little bit of world tension, which means we're going to be pretty short on time whenever it comes to invading Norway. But now we're going to do State Planning Committee, and we're going to keep building up our infrastructure, and then I'm going to do socialist reforms. We're going to start researching military equipment and stuff like that now that we have a lot of technology in industry already researched. And I'm going to switch over to free trade because, at least for now, it is much better than the export focus. And now I'm going to support the Norwegian communists, not only because it gives you an extra operative slot, but because you can actually cause a civil war in Norway, and even though we're going to conquer Norway, I'd like them to be a quote-unquote evil ideology so that I can justify a war goal on them without the Allies coming in to defend them. And I'm going to hire a infantry expert. We get universal basic income as a focus, and in the meantime, we're going to get some more manpower from refugees from war, and I'm going to plan a naval invasion of Iceland with just 10 divisions, since, it's Iceland. The AI doesn't know how to take advantage of the focus tree to get more manpower, so they basically just have nothing. And now we're making Sweden a refuge for revolutionaries. Going to hire the elusive gentleman in order to get yet another operative slot. Then we're going to embargo Germany through the start our enemy's focus. And now, after I believe I got them to like 50% communist support in Norway, I started the Civil War between Norway and the Socialists. But I actually didn't have enough divisions to send volunteers, so I started training some cav divisions so that I could send some troops over to the Socialists. And then our war goal with Iceland is over. Declare war. That goes, as expected, and we just spread out from here. And at this point, my focuses are mainly just going to be on improving the economy and stuff like that. But we've dealt with Iceland, so of course we're going to full annex them. And I'm going to move those troops back over to the mainland to help with Norway once we get everything set up. so that Norway does not get guaranteed. And now I finally have enough divisions to send some volunteers, so I selected the kind of best divisions that I had, which weren't necessarily like really the highest quality. And to be honest, as you're gonna see in a little bit, probably didn't even need to send volunteers over to the socialists, but I just wanted to be sure. And we get our troops there, and we just start going for their victory points. And we only get to take one victory point before the socialists actually win, and I immediately just start justifying. And we immediately start justifying the war goal. However, I soon realize that there's actually an advisor that we can hire that will lower our justified war goal time, and so I hire that guy, and he is actually the anti-Stalinist Marxist, which was our last leader, Flig. And so I canceled my justification and re-justify so that we get the justification over with just a little bit earlier, so that we can take down Norway before the Germans attack them. And I'm going to do a small little naval invasion of Oslo with the extra cav divisions that we trained up in order to have enough divisions to send volunteers. And now our war goal is finished, and so we're going to take out Norway. And they actually put up more of a fight than I thought they were going to, but we do just outnumber them with divisions, and we're able to take Oslo pretty easily. And ironically, we get invited to the Allies after attacking Norway, which doesn't really make much sense, but yeah. It's a little odd. And now we're just going to go around the coast after landing in Oslo and just try to snake around to Norway's victory points. And now Norway has been defeated, so of course we're going to just full annex them. And we could actually form the Kalmar Union and actually join the Allies. We're going to have to leave the Allies temporarily though for this next part, but we could form the Kalmar Union right now. However, I want to form Scandinavia instead, which is why we're not forming Kalmar. Now, I think you might actually be able to form both as the same country, but I didn't want to risk it because this is an Iron Man save, as all of my videos are done in, and so, yeah. And I do menu invasion set up for the capital of Finland, and we're just going to wait for the Soviets to defeat them, and then I realize we can't justify a war goal because we're part of the Allies, so I leave the Allies, start justifying my war goal, and then I rejoin the Allies. A little bit of an exploit, but yeah, it's either that or waiting for our world tension to go down, and that's going to take a while. So I'd rather just do it this way. And of course, war goal doesn't take very long to finish, and we just invade and finish. And again, it's very much like Norway. We just sneak around and try to take their capital with our naval invasion. Now, the battle for the capital is a little bit more difficult than it was with Norway. We actually end up connecting with the main force faster than it before we were able to take the capital, actually. But once we fully connect and then take their capital, it's over for Finland. And with Finland conquered, we will obviously full annex them in the peace deal, You get kicked from the faction. Not sure why we were allowed to come in anyways, but whatever. Now we form the Nordic Socialist States, which gives us a pretty decent amount of factories, 128, which, considering the fact that the Scandinavian countries don't have nearly as many people as even, like, the core territories of Germany, that's pretty impressive. And I did start doing the military focuses, like the seize the German factories, standardize equipment, that kind of stuff, just to have us set up in case there is a part 2. Because, as you might notice, this video is about to end. So if you want a part 2 to this, where I kind of go after the Soviets and the Germans, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, do all that stuff so that I know you guys more of this particular series. Sorry for taking so long to get this video out. A lot's happened. Midterm exams, I'm in university, so there's that, but also got sick, so that's fun. But we're back, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.